Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we will be covering about reliability patterns. So we will be starting with the concept building part first, and after that we will be covering a use case. So what is the reliability pattern? Reliability pattern is, let me go to the presentation mode. Yeah, so reliability pattern is a design that results in a reliable messaging for an application. So no matter if there is a disconnect between the two layers, the message should be intact, it should not be lost. So reliability pattern couples a reliable acquisition flow, that is the first one. And the second is application logic flow, in which you can have the business flow or any transformation or anything in between. The thing which will be integrating these two particular flows could be a VM, it could be a JMS, it could be a JDBC, or a file or FTP or whatever. The reliable acquisition flow, that is this one, it delivers a message reliably from a source that doesn't implement transaction to an outbound operation of a connector that implement the transactions. Okay, so the operation can be of any type of transaction endpoints like VM or JMS. So in order to make sure we are receiving that message and the message remains within the system until unless it gets processed, we should have a VM or JMS or any such connector which gives transactional endpoints. So for the socket-based connection like HTTP, it will mean like returning an unsuccessful request response to the client, so that client can can try to reprocess the request. The resource-based connection like file FTP, it means not to delete those particular events, like file or FTP level files which are being generated. It should not be deleted, so that it can be reprocessed as and when required. And in the second layer of this application logic, you can have your transitional connectors to the business logic for the application. It will maintain the overall integrity and the consistency of the data as well. And it will also make sure your message is not getting lost due to any infra or any other issues. So reliable messaging. Reliable messaging application must have zero tolerance for message loss. This means that both underlying mule and its individual connection need to be reliable. So for that, transaction connections such as JMS, VMDB make sure that messaging is reliable using inbuilt support for transactions. It means you can configure a transaction on a JMS listener that makes sure messages are removed only when the JMS server when the transaction is committed. Doing this, it will ensure if an error will occur during the processing of message, the message will not be deleted and it will still be available for the reprocessing. In other words, it will ensure messages are delivered reliably from a source to a operation or between the processor within a flow. So if we want to move messages between different connectors that support transactions, we should have XA rather than local transactions. So if you have a web application that uses non-transaction connectors such as HTTP, we have to follow a reliability pattern just by using a JMS or VM connector based palettes in between. VM file level persistency is disabled on clusters, so VM endpoints persist in memory in cluster topology should be used. Now, comparing the endpoints and reliability patterns. So we can couple the reliable acquisition flow, that is the first one, and this application logic flow, and we don't have to use a VM endpoint every time. It could be replaced by JMS as well. This is like one of the another use case, and VM connector generally uses in memory by default, which makes it much faster and favorable option as compared to any other different possibilities, different transition endpoints. So this is a brief comparison between the available endpoints and their advantage and disadvantages. As we have already discussed a lot about the VM in memory, so that is very fast in nature as compared to JMS, because JMS will be provided by any third party on top of as a extra, or you can say out of box functionality. It could be a Solace, or it could be a Hornet Q, or TIPCO AMS, or different JMS are available, right? But it will be slow as compared to VM because it process in another process, or because of if it is being enabled like this, if we are using JMS enabled for persistent, then there will be a continuous disk IO operation which will make it slow as compared to VM. VM will be only in memory and it will be very fast as compared to any other options available. But there is a risk if it is non-clustered, and if the mule engine exits because of any reason, the entire data is lost. Whereas in the case we are having Mule high availability cluster, then it is faster than JMS and it is being ready to use with Mule because we don't have to install any additional software. The data is lost when the entire Mule cluster is down. Otherwise, it will be available in the shared memory. So in the cluster, we can have multiple nodes, but if the entire cluster, all set of nodes available are going down, then it will take up the entire data as well, and the data will not be recoverable. Apart from VM and JMS, we are having file and JDBC option as well. So for the file-based VMs, that is for standalone Mule, it is provided ready to use with Mule, but it is non-trusted, so it comes up with all the restrictions just in case Mule engine gets corrupted or this file gets corrupted, then there is no way to retrieve the data. Similarly for the JDBC, because it can hold a large amount of information and it will also require a significant system IO operation. So it could be complex and it could be slow as well as compared to the in-memory VM queues. So there are some general consideration we have to take whenever it is possible. When the connector is giving the option of transaction, go for it and you have to use the transactions. It will make sure your entire life cycle of any event remains consistent. It is not being lost in between because of any XYZ reason. So in case you want to enlist multiple managed resources, then in that case you have to use exe transaction because local transaction cannot be used for different kind of incoming resources. The reliability of JMS is tied to the MQ implementation and how it is being configured. So in most MQ implementation allow you to configure messages that are stored only in memory or persisted. You can achieve reliability only if MQ server is persistent, is giving you a persistent storage of messages and before sending them to the further consumption. So in other words, you have a risk if you are having MQ implementation with messages getting stored only in memory. If it is persistent on a store, then it's pretty much reliable, otherwise not. And reliability, it of course comes with a lot of performance implications. You may see some delay within the overall turnaround time of a particular transaction. So you have to keep a close watch on that as well. Apart from that, if there are some conditions in which the outbound operation in the reliable acquisition flow is non-transactional, such as from the file to FTP operation. So in that case, it is better to use a Triscope, and Triscope gives the option to set up the transactions in it. So there could be, I have listed down two possible implementations for this reliability pattern. One is from HTTP to VM. So HTTP, I will be taking care both of these use cases in our demo session. So just to give you a hint about it, we will be starting with HTTP listener and it will be putting the message on a VM queue, and the message, once it is being published to that VM queue, it is being read from that VM queue in a transactional manner, and if there is any error, the reading of that particular message will be rolled back and the message is again available for the consumption. Coming to the FTP to VM use case, so it is a resource-based connection, and when using resource-based connection, we have to make sure we read the resource only once. So this can be done using the watermark enabled option that I will show you, and you should not use the auto delete parameter because if by any chance you are deleting the file, then reprocessing of the file in the case of error, it will not be possible. To perform a transformation before publish to a VM, it is advisable to add a max redelivery count. If the file is not intended to be deleted, better not to use the auto delete and do not use the FTP delete operation. Okay, so these are just some simple implementations which we are going to cover, and let's jump to the use case now. So let me minimize this and I will open up my Anypoint Studio. So this particular use case is about the HTTP to VM reliability pattern. So let me just walk through you this particular use case, there is a HTTP listener. It will be accepting a message, and we will be logging it and then pushing onto a VM queue with default settings. Here you can see join if possible for the transactional action. After that, this message will be received through this VM listener, and here the number of consumer is 1 and readily set to 3 attempts, and the transaction will always begin. So if it is not there, the transaction will initiate from this particular action. We are logging it, and after that we are setting the payload and the error flag. These two particular fields from the incoming payload to the error flag and the incoming message variables. After that, I have put down a choice. So if the error flag is set to Y, then it is going to raise a intentional error. So error flag is being raised, and from here the flow will go to the error propagate, where we are going to write error logged. Otherwise, if the error flag is anything other than Y, then it is going to transform. We are just removing the error flag basically, and then we are going to write it this JSON file onto the desktop, and finally log it about it, like the file to write to file action is completed, and finally there is a logger which shows flow completed, and that's it. Okay, so without any further ado, let's this is already in running state. Okay, so let me show you the console, and I will go to the Postman. So this is the post method, and I am going to put the error flag as Y. So expectations here, expectation is when this message is being published to this layer, it will go to this particular path where it see error flag as Y, and it will create a custom error. This error will mark like this transaction result in a rollback situation, and it will go back to the listener, and it will say this message is again available for the reprocessing, and this loop will continue for some time. Okay, so let me hit it, and let me go to the console. So here you can see the maximum delivery attempts are reached, and last error was custom error, and it is getting repeated every time. Delivery count is 3, and it is repeating, showing that this message is available for reprocessing. So this was the main use case of this reliability pattern. This reoccurrence of this particular error shows like the same message is still available within this memory, in memory, and it can be utilized as and when required, depending on your further logic. So I will stop this flow for a while, and let me quickly walk through the second use case. This is about reliability patterns using FTP to VM. Pretty much same, but a slightly twist of it. So here we'll be starting with the FTP location, and on the occurrence of any available file, this was the method being mentioned over there in the PPT, watermark enabled. So we have to just check it. After that, we are listing it and publishing a particular message onto the VM queue. Okay, and this is the queue, you can see. Okay, and then the same message is being picked up by this VM listener. We are going to log, and similarly two variables are there, which is going to pick the file name and the message. After that, there is a subflow call or the flow reference call, which is going to transform the message and the log it, and finally we are going to delete the file. So this was mainly about this FTP, and the nature will remain same, because in the advanced I have used this always begin. So in case I have used none, then that repetition of that error, that will not happen, and the message will be lost. So this was about the connector level reliability connections which we can make, and make sure our message is not being lost under any circumstances. I hope you like this video, and this was a pretty much new topic which was never being covered anywhere, expand my knowledge, and I hope you like it, and share it with your colleagues and friends. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.